Thank you, Ash. We're still morning, aren't we, conference? Yes, morning conference. Tom Stainer, Northampton branch, and as always, incredibly proud to be your Chief Executive. It's a challenging time for CAMRA. COVID aside, it's possibly the most challenging time that the organisation has faced. And certainly it's the most challenging time in the 20 years, or almost 20 years, that I've worked for CAMRA. So yesterday you heard about the financial challenges that we're facing, and almost everything we do costs more money, and we have fewer members than before, and therefore we have a lower income than we had before COVID. And you and your fellow volunteers have done a remarkable job in relaunching our festivals, both locally and nationally. And you've been working incredibly hard to sign up new members. We've heard about some of the things that you've been doing this morning. But despite that hard work that you and your colleagues have put in, we're still seeing fewer visitors to festivals, we're seeing slower membership growth, and we're generating less income. And it's clear the world has changed. Ian made reference to this yesterday, but I'll reinforce that. People are facing their own challenges out there. We're facing those challenges. There's the financial strains, and people are having to make choices about spending less on the nice-to-have things so they can afford the must-have things. Before COVID, before the cost of living crisis, before the geopolitical turmoil that we've been seeing over the last 5 years, CAMRA's organisation was pretty fortunate. We had the luxury to do the nice-to-do things. But now we're going to have to make difficult decisions about how we generate income and what we spend that income on. We need to focus on the things that we must do to campaign effectively. And we need to focus on how we secure the future of this organisation. We know there's loads of things that we would like to do, but the harsh reality is that if we do everything we like to do, we can do that for a few years, and then we're not going to be doing anything at all. That is the harsh reality of this. It's also a hugely challenging time for the pub, club, beer and cider industries. They're already struggling with the cost of business crisis, including business rates, taxation and energy prices. And the new government have added to these problems with further increases in staff costs. You heard about national insurance yesterday, and also more regulation. And we were already fighting battles against closures, against planning, and those challenges do continue for us. And you also heard yesterday that a really important battle at the moment is the access to market for independent producers, and you've heard a bit more about that this morning as well. And that's become even more vital in these difficult and challenging times, not just for those producers and those breweries and producers that we support, but also for us as consumers, because we want good consumer choice. And it's because of the challenges that they're facing out there and the people that we support are facing that we've not withdrawn or stepped back from our campaigning, as you've heard from Nick this morning. It would have been easier, it would have been less risky for us as an organisation to cut our costs massively, to curtail all campaigning activity, to sit quietly, look after our funds, and hope things improve in the future. But we've continued to invest in what we do. We've continued to invest in festivals, in branches, in branch activities, and in our campaigning. And I've continued to lead our staff team to deliver on the National Executive's strategic steers and priorities. So we're looking to the future with positivity, despite the challenges. We've invested in a new office, for instance. You heard about that yesterday from Ian, to make sure that I and my staff can continue to serve the organisation in the way that we do. And despite the challenges, you also heard yesterday, we've kept a tight control on those central accounts. So before consolidation with the wider branch accounts, and Ian went into detail into this, we've been within budget and we've returned a surplus for the last 7 of 9 years. So of the funds that we're looking after, we're keeping control of those for you. We've maintained a small staff team, especially if you compare it to other comparable organisations. We have a very tight, we have a very focused team. We don't have a huge number of staff per number of members. And despite that relatively small size, we're delivering a huge amount of work. So in the last year, we've launched the brand new CAMRA website, which you've heard a lot about already. We've brought all our data together in one place, and we're seeing a huge increase in the traffic using that website. And this all achieves our aims of driving membership, commercial activity, and campaigning. The more people who use our website, the more they see what we do, and the more chance there is they're going to join or they're going to do something that contributes to our finances. So since launch, 2,000 trips have been planned on the new site, with 3,200 pubs marked as want to visit. 10,000 venues have been favorited by users of our website, and a massive 45,000 pub visits have been recorded so far in 2025. Over 30,000 members have logged into the new site so far, so actually gone into the member area and logged in using their details. That's more members than logged into the previous site in its whole lifetime. Beer scoring's up. We've just talked about beer scoring, but beer scoring is up, and we've launched more brewery data displays on the site, and we've included the option for people to update brewery data for the first time ever live on the site. Our team's rolled out Focus. That's a festival planning tool for volunteers. It makes it easier and more consistent to plan your festivals, and it's helped us reduce costs and increase income at festivals. We've now had 134 festival business plans created, and 62 of those have been approved through the system. Staff have developed and launched Paladin. That's our new e-lobby campaigning tool. That's the tool that allows you to email your MP in a very easy and easily accessible way. And this replaced an expensive third-party service that we used to provide that to us previously. And we've developed our own system, we control it in-house, we can adjust it and amend it in ways that we want. And really importantly, it gave us the ability to e-lobby politicians in Wales for the first time. No other system appears to be able to do that, but our in-house development team actually found a way of doing the Welsh side of that. You've heard about the fact we're rolling out our Learn and Discover platform. It's currently being tested, and I'd really urge you to give feedback on that. We're getting some great feedback through Discourse, so please continue that. It's a huge step in promoting L&D content. There's great content that's been put together by Alex and by the volunteers, and this is a way of delivering it in a way that really pushes our campaigning objectives to promote and educate more people about beer, cider, perry, pubs and clubs, and gives us another channel to promote membership and generate income. And some of the things you heard from Tim today about educating more people about what we do, what they can be talking about, can be delivered through that platform in a very effective way. So you've also heard about the fact that the staff have supported the launch of the new CAMRA brand. It's on a lot of shirts this weekend, and it's great to see it. It's brilliant to see it on the beach as well in Torquay. Really good to see that the beach in Torquay stuck to brand guidelines as well, so well done for the people in control of the rakes. So the staff supported that launch of the new CAMRA brand. It's been really important in repositioning us as a modern and inclusive organisation that more people will want to join. The staff also launched a new membership marketing campaign and materials for you to use in branches and at festivals. And we've launched the new CAMRA raffle. There is no way to describe how complex and stress-inducing launching a raffle is. Tony's had to go home due to a family emergency. Tony used to look young and vibrant and happy, and if he doesn't anymore, it's entirely down to the fact that he's been trying to run this CAMRA raffle, but he's done it, it's live, please support it. It's just a way of getting some extra CAMRA funds and possibly ending up with a little bit of a cash bonus yourself or some other prizes. There's a pull-up in the reception to the conference, so have a look at that and find out how you can get involved in the raffle, please. We ran a hugely successful and important general election campaign, which connected members with candidates for Parliament, telling them how important beer and pubs are. It ensured our voices were heard with a really hefty new intake of MPs. And with the help of you and members and your members back in branches, we reached more than 90% of candidates in the general election. And we made sure that they knew who CAMRA were, and we made sure they knew what the huge issues were that were facing the pub and the beer world. You've heard a lot about the campaign and communication teams organising a drop-in event ahead of the autumn budget, and we keep mentioning it because of how hugely successful that event was. We got 70 MPs there. That was, massive, absolutely massive. We usually get a handful of MPs to drop in events. We had 70 MPs there. They were queuing up out the door to talk to us and get photos with us and with our pledge cards. Is a record number, and we also make sure that we take part in the all-party parliamentary group events at political conferences, which again make sure that our voice is heard by the people who are making the decisions about the industry that we're supporting. Our staff take our message all over the UK, from campaigning activities in a discovery bar at the Belfast Beer Festival, which included a round table with members of the Northern Ireland Assembly, to events and work with the members of the Welsh and Scottish Parliaments. We regularly take part in industry steering groups. We meet trade associations, we meet campaigning groups and people running beer, cider and hospitality businesses to understand the issues and join forces where our interests align. Just this week, the team have picked up Welsh Government plans to further weaken planning protections for pubs, and they're now working with our campaigning committees and with the Welsh Regional Director to agree a campaigning plan in response. And we also launched a new reporting tool for pub closures, which is giving us live and up-to-date figures to help our campaigning and secure more media coverage for the campaign. If we can point the media towards something which, in a live basis, tells them how many pubs are closed in our area, that's really powerful. So being able to do that going forward is a really important tool for us. So now, your staff and I are going to be supporting the National Executive in tackling and solving our current challenges. We've got really robust and effective financial processes, a really, really strong financial team back at the office, and they spotted that there might be trouble ahead for the campaign. But they spotted it far enough in advance to actually do something about it. If we do nothing and we change nothing, then CAMRA will be in trouble. But we're not intending to do that. The staff have already been working on measures over the last 6 months to maximise income and improve efficiency in the short and medium term. We're now going to support the National Executive in setting a new and focused strategy to make sure we're running an organisation which is suited to our current number of members, our level of income, and delivers our key objectives. As I said, that new focus will mean we do fewer things. It means we'll be doing the important stuff, not just the nice to do. And it will mean you and your fellow volunteers have to accept that we can't do everything that we want. We can't do everything that you want. But we will do what we need to do to campaign for our members and the wider beer and cider drinking, pub and club going public. We know the next few years are going to be challenging, but myself and my staff are more than ready for that challenge. We're ready to support your elected leadership in taking that challenge on. And 2 decades, almost 2 decades of working for this organisation has taught me there is little that our motivated volunteers, supported by our dedicated and skilled staff, can't overcome. Thank you, conference. I've been given the nod that we can take questions. I think we've got
very briefly. I'll take 1 or 2 if there are any.
very brief questions.
Yep, David.
It's not so much a question as a plea. I think the new website.
Who are you?
New website is absolutely.
Who are you?
Sorry?
Who are you?
Oh, sorry, David Cove, Solihull. Apologies. It's not so much a question as a plea. I think the new website is absolutely brilliant. It's a great improvement. One of the advantages is that people can actually see the benefits of scoring the beers as well, if you can remember. It also gives you a tool to encourage people to say, if you want to know what pubs around you have got good beer, join CAMRA. You can see all the information. But one thing really is bad is the moment you get into there, the first filter is not closed down. It might as well be not closed down yet. Can we not just have open?
Okay. Yeah, we'll take it on board.
Very much a big bugbear for a lot of people.
I'll take 1 more if there is 1 more. Kath?
Catherine Lilly, North Bedfordshire. 2 years ago at the AGM, when Abby did her presentation about making adaptations for people who had problems. It was talked about doing things so that would be different colours, so you could actually read some of the slides. I've struggled this weekend to read some of the slides, even though I'm this near, because of colour sensitivity. Nothing seems to have been done about that. Is something going to be done with the what's brewing, and is it going to be done on the website?
Funnily enough, we had a conversation this morning about slides, and I apologise if we've not got it right this conference, because we are aware a lot of it depends on actually how the projector works, and things which are meant to be suitable turn out not looking as good as they should have done. But the team are aware, we are aware there are tools out there where you can do contrast testing and things like that to make sure it's visible.
Yeah, there's a very, very good programme out there that might be worth having a look at. If you go on the Minnock Theatre site for Cornwall, there's a programme called 𝗖𝗵𝗶𝗲𝗳. You can choose your own colours. So you choose the colour combination that's right for you, and also the font style and size.
Thanks, Kev.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Tom.